Reason why you're not free is because you have a negative attitude, but you don't address it because you don't want to acknowledge it, because the moment you admit it, you tell yourself you're the problem. You are. Like, admit it. You are the problem. But guess what? You are also the solution. Welcome to the VetRise Podcast. I'm your host, Juan Perez. My goal is to make success after service accessible to every veteran in society. I believe in the power of leveraging your service, not as a label that defines you, but as a launching pad for your next chapter. What we have been doing has not been working, and it's on us to start changing the culture. Enjoy the episode, and thank you for your time. So, I want to talk to you guys today about freedom, about sovereignty, about being able to free yourself of your past habits, of past you, of your past mistakes, of past anything. Because we need to understand that when we really dive into trying to achieve freedom from that and being free of it, it is a kind of catalyst to being able to move into that next area of your life. Because if your old you, your past tendencies, your past habits, the past you, your past mistakes keep coming up for you over and over again, you're not free of them. They're still there. And we don't want that. Why? Well, we are actively working on making some big freaking changes. Like, that's what we want. That's why we're all here, right? We're obviously not happy with what we've been doing. We obviously know that we want a change in our life. We know that we want more. But yet somehow, for some reason, some way, our past keeps latching on to us. Now, what typically is the thing that brings up that past us? Past mistakes, past situations. Typically, it's a dark moment. It's a weakness when something bad happens and then we start to revert to our old selves. And we have to identify it, and we have to actively work on engaging it. Now, something that I recommended a while back is journaling. But I want you guys to understand that I don't need you or want you guys to journal every single day. Sometimes, honestly, it's not necessary. And a lot of people may disagree with me. A lot of people are going to tell you, like, oh, you should journal 10 minutes a day. Like, it has its purpose. But I would rather you guys journal with intention, right? When you are feeling absolutely freaking amazing, I want you to document why you're feeling that way. Like, what is the reason that you are feeling that amazing feeling that you're feeling? What did you do to get you there? But I also want you guys to document when you're not in a good place. And journaling could be that, journaling, or it could be, busting out your phone and recording a video on your phone for yourself that you can watch back. It could be doing a voice memo to yourself. In my phone, if you pull up my phone, I have a text message conversation with myself. So I message myself. You can do that. And that can be a great place to save your thoughts. In the iPhone, there's a journal app. And it lets you upload photos, videos, voice recordings, whatever you want in there. And the reason why it's a useful tool is because we have to remember the dark moments. Because if we don't stop and identify what from my past is pulling me back, what am I not free from? What am I being held down in, and in what area of my life? Well, how can you pinpoint the thing that is causing it? If you keep finding that you're going to the gym, but yet for some reason, 1 week in, you miss 3 or 4 sessions, what was it that caused it? What was the initial thing that made you feel like you needed to let go of yourself a little bit? Because that's what it is. Because it's on your calendar, it's on your schedule, you're trying to follow it, you're trying to stay consistent with your schedule, you're trying to do everything right. But then something happens. And it's not present you. It is definitely past you pulling you back, because those are your old tendencies. But if you don't stop and look at it and be honest with yourself, and then really, really identify what was the root issue that caused this for me. So for me, it could look like something, for example, I pull out my phone and I talk to myself and I tell myself, I was doing great last week, and then this weekend came along, and I got really busy because I ran a bunch of errands, and I didn't do my non-negotiables, and I missed my ice barrel. And honestly, I just started to feel down about myself. And I was working 12-hour shifts, and I just felt so freaking tired, so I just wanted to sleep. And then I slept, but instead of sleeping, I was on my phone, so I didn't even sleep. And then I slept in the next day, and then my Saturday went to shit, and then Sunday went to shit. And then Monday I woke up and I was angry at myself. And like the reason why that is important right there to identify is like that anger, like you can do two things with it. You can let it be the thing that pushes you to make a change, or you can let it be the thing that holds you back from your past. Because that anger isn't coming from present you. It's coming from past you because you're angry at the past version of you that isn't honestly around anymore. Like tomorrow, you will be a different version from yourself than you are right now, right? And the reason why that's important is because if you want more, if you want to prepare for like who you know you want to be down the line, that optimistic, that kind person, that caring person, that person that actually people want to gravitate towards and actually is positive in life, you have to let go of your negative tendencies. You cannot keep them around. You can't say, oh, I'm good at this and that, but you know what? I'm just not a people person. You can't. You really can't. And a lot of people are going to tell you like, well, you know what? Everybody has their things and everybody has their quirks. No, those are just excuses that people make of why they don't want to work on that area of their life. Why they refuse to actually start working on their health. Oh, well, you know, I'm great with my finances and I'm a people person, but you know, I'm 150 pounds overweight because that's just, I'm a fat, happy fella. Like, no, you're killing yourself. Your health needs to be a priority. Every area of your life needs to be congruent with what you're working towards. And of course, this falls in line with your passion and staying devoted and understanding that if you want more from life, you have to go out there and get it. But if you want freedom from that, if you want freedom from having to convince yourself to go to the gym, you have to understand that freedom only comes when you understand why it's so important. Why was it so important for our country to become free? Why is it important that we fight the good fight to be able to keep our country free? Why is it important for you to understand that the freedom that you want from your old habits that are the chains of your past, why is it important? The things that you have in your life right now, today, that you're not in love with, that you don't enjoy, that are present, they're not going to disappear overnight. And I'm not telling you that you have to make them disappear overnight. I'm just telling you that you have to understand that if you have stuff in your life right now, whether it's habits, routines, tendencies, people, even your attitude problem, whatever it is that you have in your life right now, it's not going to magically go away unless you pay attention and you tell yourself that it needs to be let go of. You need to be free of it. Because we can't make space for positive in our life. We cannot make space for something amazing in our life. We cannot become the best versions of ourselves if we don't allow ourselves to make space for it. We cannot make space for the positives, for the new people, for the new opportunities, for the new things in life if we don't allow ourselves to make space for it. Because the past you, your past bad habits, the staying up till 2 a.m, the not tracking your foods, the eating whatever the hell you want to eat because you think that you only live once, YOLO, bullshit, you only get one life. That's the right word. Whatever it is that you are doing, that you know deep down inside is the reason why you are stuck where you are at, the only way to achieve freedom from it is by doing everything you can to work against it. So if right now you know that the problem you have is you stay up way too late, God damn it, you got to start coming up with the freaking morning routine because that's when it starts, right? Waking up with intention, attacking your day with everything that you have. That way, when the night comes along, you have a nighttime routine, you wind down properly, and you get your ass to bed. If the thing that's holding you back right now and the reason why you're not free is because you have a negative attitude, but you don't address it because you don't want to acknowledge it, because the moment you admit it, you tell yourself you're the problem. You are. Like, admit it. You are the problem. But guess what? you are also the solution. Anything that you want in your life, whatever you want to go after, whatever you want to actually put into your life, it's not going to happen until you free yourself of the past version of yourself, your past thoughts, the past way of thinking, the past self-limiting beliefs, negative self-talk. All of these things are still present in your life right now. And if you want freedom, if you want to free yourself of that version of you needs to die. Stop feeding it. You're allowing it to live. You're allowing it to grow. It is a freaking leech. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer right now. I'm just telling you that I believe in you, that I want more from you, that I expect more from you. Because when life hits, because life is going to freaking hit, and you lose your job, and you can't make your ends meet, and you just want to stay in bed all day, because trust me, I feel it too. I've dealt with it too. It's not exclusive to some people. It happens to everybody. It just depends on how you respond. And how you respond has a lot to do with what is important to you in life. What's important to you in life? What do you hold close to you? What do you cherish? Your family, your friends, your life? Or is it the alcohol? Is it the negative self-talk? Is it the pity, the self-loathing? The fact that it's easier to tell yourself that, oh, well, I just, I'm out of shape because this is life, or, I'm just not healthy anymore, or, you know what, this is just the way that I am. This is life. This is it. It is what it is. Like, no, it's not. That's just a lie that we have told ourselves for the longest because we have been sold that lie by everybody else, by the oppressors. And I'm not getting political on you. I'm just telling you the oppressors are anyone in this world that doesn't want you to do better. And there are people in this world that don't want you to do better. Because when you don't do better, you don't make others uncomfortable. Because eventually you're going to do better. And you're going to leave people behind. And you're going to surpass people. And you're going to call them out on their bullshit, whether they realize it or not, whether you realize it or not. Because the moment that you start doing better, like we've talked about before, there's going to be people in your life that are going to feel like, how is it that they can do it, but I can't? How is it that they can do it, but I can't? And how do we get there? How do we make sure that we can actually free ourselves? Literally, the easiest thing you can do is declutter your life. So whatever you don't feel you have control over, start taking control over it. If your bedtime routine is all over the freaking place and you don't have a wind down routine and you don't put stuff on your calendar and you just go to bed and you lay in bed for hours, like, get that under control. Put your workouts in your calendar. Because I promise you, when you go on autopilot, when things are a little bit rough and you need to go on autopilot, making sure that you have your training schedule in your calendar and your meals planned and a bedtime routine, and you start to develop the good habits. It's not rocket science, people. I promise you, everything that we have in the program, everything that I talk to you guys about, everything that we do, there's a reason for it. And it may not always be clear to you, but the reason why I want you to work on making sure that you actually get your workouts in is because it releases serotonin to the brain, norepinephrine, epinephrine, dopamine. It makes you feel a little bit better. And guess what? You feel a little bit healthier. And now, guess what? You can go outside for a walk. You can get some vitamin D. And before you know it, you're hitting your 10,000 steps and you're losing 2 pounds a week. And you know what? You want to eat a little bit healthier. So you start tracking your meals and you start showing up for yourself. And next time you go to the grocery store, you don't buy that 24-pack. And as you're driving home, instead of going through the McDonald's drive-thru, you tell yourself, nope, I have a meal prepped at home. All right, let's stop for a minute. This is the part of the episode where I ask you to do me a favor. But it's not a favor for me. It's a favor for your fellow brothers and sisters that served with you. If you know someone that has been struggling, if you know someone that has been going through it right now, and you know that they want better for their life, they just don't know how to do it, please share this episode with them. It might just be exactly what they need. That's it. That's my only ask. If you want to subscribe, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Back to the episode. You see, to become free of the things that you have in your life that you don't love, that you don't enjoy, you need to replace it with something that is actually worthwhile, worth doing. You need to find something that is so freaking strong, so valuable in your life that you need to free yourself of the past you, of the chains of your past, of the things that you used to do. Because that person isn't you anymore. Those habits aren't you anymore. Those excuses, they don't fit into you anymore. They don't fit into your life. And when it happens, because it's going to happen, and you're going to have self-limiting beliefs, and you're going to have some negative self-talk, and you're going to have moments of doubts, do something about it. Stop yourself in your tracks. Journal. Identify where it's coming from, and then do something about it. If every single time that you interact with a certain individual, even if it's a family member, you come out of it and you feel freaking drained, start limiting your exposure to them. If every single time that you stay late at work, you don't feel appreciated, and then you miss your workouts, and instead of making dinner when you get home, you get fast food on the way home, stop staying late at work. If every single time that you sleep in the mornings, you miss your gym routine in the mornings, and you don't do a morning routine, and then you don't get your 10,000 steps a day because you just don't feel like doing it because you've already started off on the wrong foot, start waking up on time. And you might tell me like, well, coach, it's easier said than done. It's supposed to be freaking hard. It's supposed to be worth doing. Why? Well, it gives you amazing results. The byproduct of you waking up on time because you went to bed on time and and the night before you prepped and you have all your workout stuff ready to go, the byproduct of you doing that consistently is you putting on muscle, is you losing weight, is you changing your habits permanently, is you showing your kids what it means to actually take care of yourself. The byproduct of that is you being around for another 20, 30, 40, 50 years and being there for your kids and being able to walk your daughter down the aisle and play with your grandkids and not be confined to a wheelchair. You see, you have to look at the big picture to understand why the minutiae is important. You have to understand that if you want freedom and you want to be able to make better decisions financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like you have to understand why you're doing it. You have to understand that it is so you can be there and play with your grandkids. So they can come to you and not worry about your health. So you can actually maybe build a family. Because if that's what you want, and you don't make the effort, eventually you're going to settle. Eventually you're going to find something that just gets you by. Eventually you're going to just do okay in life. Mediocre. And that is not freedom. That is not freedom. You have to remember that even though I'm here to hold you accountable and remind you, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is keep reminding yourself why you're doing this. Why is it so freaking important for you to wake up in the morning and free yourself of your bad habits and develop better routines, better systems, better tools? Why? So again, today, especially today, I want you guys to think about, what do you want to free yourself from? What do you want to free yourself from? And share it. There's no problem with sharing with people. There's no problem with talking about it. Be smart. You don't have to tell the whole world what you're working on, but if you have people close to you, people that are willing to work with you and talk to you and support you, and they are on this journey with you, then share it. This is a safe place to share. I'll tell you right now, the freedom that I am looking for, The freedom that I want is to free myself of feeling like I need to get value from other people. The freedom that I want for myself is to start not only setting boundaries, but respecting my boundaries and keeping them. And I don't do a great job of it all the time. I'm not supposed to answer the phone just randomly. I'm not supposed to be messaging people past 8 p.m. I'm supposed to respect my time with my kids and not be on social media. I'm supposed to make sure that when I am at the gym, I am at the gym and my phone is on freaking fitness mode and nothing gets through to me. I'm supposed to make sure that when I work in the business, I'm working on the business diligently. It doesn't always go perfectly. But in the back of my mind, the thing that always keeps me going and working on it actively is reminding myself that if I want freedom, if I want to be able to create the life that I want, not just for me, but for my kids and for their kids, instead of being stuck in this freaking rat race, instead of living an unhealthy life, instead of them thinking that getting McDonald's is a treat, and then them passing those bad habits on to their kids, instead of me just continuing this generational health issues that we have and the heritage that I am part of. Like, I'm not going to do that. Be the generational change. In every lineage of family, there is that one person that is just different. Be that person in your lineage. Change the way that you guys do stuff. Don't let the mindset that maybe you were raised on be the mindset that you pass on to your kids. And I also want to just ask you guys to do one more thing for me. I want you guys to live in an abundant mindset, not one of scarcity. I don't want you to live in fear. Fear is not the tool here. I want you guys to live in joy. I want you guys to be happy that you are working towards something and be excited about it. You can have fear of going back to the old you, but if you remind yourself of how happy you can be, how freaking amazing life can be, that you are working towards something, it helps you run a little bit faster. It helps you get a little more excited about it. It helps you raise your kids in a better way where they find the joy that they're moving towards, not being afraid. So just remember, guys, you guys are all here. You made a decision. You're working on yourself. You're listening to this. And the only way that we get freedom from our past habits, our past self, and our past mistakes is by acknowledging them, by addressing when and why they happen immediately, journaling, documenting it, and then doing something about it. And then making sure that we don't repeat those same mistakes. And you can achieve freedom that way. You can change your life. You can make sure that the status quo of what you've been used to, it doesn't stay like that anymore. I don't want you guys to live a life of always wondering what's next for you. I want you guys to know exactly what's next for you. I want you to fucking call your shot. Like, call your shot and then go after it. That is what freedom looks like to me. Doing exactly what you want, when you want, with who you want, and how you want to do it. And maybe you don't have freedom in every area of your life right now. Guess what? You're building towards it. You're ramping up towards it. A win is a win. But a win is also not the only win. You need to continue to stack wins. So when life comes at you and something bad happens, identify it, track it, document it, journal about it, and then do something about it. Remove whatever it is that is causing that. If you are literally staying up till 2 a.m. because you keep staying up on your fucking phone, move the charger across the room. If you keep snacking on foods, well, who does the grocery shopping? It's your house. If you keep forgetting to go to the gym, well, why the hell is it not on your calendar? Why do you not have a Post-it note right on your bathroom mirror that says, look at your calendar, goddammit? Like, I promise you, it's not rocket science. I don't give you guys, I don't do the stupid, complicated workouts because they don't work. Number one, they're a gimmick. Number two, they're not doable for the long run. Number three, they're going to burn you out. Number four, consistency in the basics and actually doing it is what gets you results in life. Like, that's why we always focus on the fundamentals. Always. You want to get dynamic with it? Cool. Get to that level first. But if right now you're having trouble with just even meal tracking or changing your mindset or making your appointments or getting your finances in order or just freaking as simple as going to bed on time, like focus on the fundamentals. What is it that is causing this? Why am I not free of it? And then do something about it and get free of it. It honestly is that simple. I will hold you accountable. I will give you the enthusiasm that you need. I will be here to be your biggest freaking cheerleader, but I'm not going to pull you up the hill. I'm going to walk with you. I'm not going to push you up the hill. I'm going to walk with you. That's what I'm here for. So again, the way that you get your freedom is by actually calling your shot, by telling yourself what you want and then working towards it. And when something stops you, identify what it is and then do something about it. So I want to challenge all you guys. The next time you find yourself being stuck, being chained to your old ways, identify what the thing is that is holding you back. What is keeping you stuck? What is keeping you in jail, per se? What is the thing that is stopping you from getting freedom away from it? And then do something about it. Thank you for your time, guys. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the VetRise Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, made you think, or simply gave you hope, I have a small favor to ask. Share it with just one veteran or someone you think could benefit from my message. Your share could light a spark for them. You don't know who you might save. For more insights and to join our mission, follow my socials at JP, the Veteran Coach, and explore how we can rise together. Thank you for joining us, for being part of this journey, and for believing in the power of rising together. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep rising, and never forget that we are stronger together. My name is Juan Perez, and thank you for your time.